Push, push, push. In the previous episode, you saw how we sold our home in Europe.
Sad and happy at the same time.
And although we didn't have any previous riding experience, still decided to buy 2 horses in Mongolia.
Is this the most money I've handed over in my life?
To travel this country in the coolest way possible. Yet, as we were soon to find out, surviving alone in the Mongolian wilderness is no easy task.
Rain is the only thing that can save us now. Rain is the only thing that can save us now. It's so bad.
And so what followed was days of intense training with true Mongol horsemen, full of pain, ouch, 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 stress,
If this is completely undoable,
Yeah,
then
but-
I would prefer that we went here.
and exhaustion. Eat, sleep, train, repeat. But with the help of our partner SafetyWing, let's now continue from where we left off last time. You might remember that last time we finished, as we had just arrived to a place where our horses were already waiting for us. And we made it! Yay! And this place was called Steppe Riders. The property is home to around 200 semi-wild horses, but we will talk more about the term half-wild later, because as we walked through the gate, the beauty and warmth of the place filled our hearts. I'm Joe.
I'm Timo.
Nice
How's
to
the
meet
flight?
you, Timo.
Nice to meet you.
It was good, man. Good. Long. We were quickly given a room, or more accurately, a ger, to leave our belongings. Just look at this. Ger. Yurt. In English, Russian actually. In Mongolian, ger. It means home. Because 100 years ago, this meant home. This. And after signing a paper, pretty much stating that if we die, it's purely our responsibility, we were ready for our first lesson. The horses here respond to 2 simple words.
So to go forward, you have to say chu.
Chu.
Chu. To stop, you have to pull the reins back.
Yeah.
And then say oosh, oosh.
Whoosh.
Kind of like relaxing the calming the horse.
Yes, we could definitely feel the stress because we knew that our training time before we had to go to the wilderness alone was strictly limited. But come on, it had literally taken 15 minutes for us to go from the front gate to now being on top of a horse. Oh my god, can't believe I'm sitting on a horse in Mongolian steppe. In a strange way, it was maybe even better like this. Because given our previous experience, it is 6 weeks until our flight to Mongolia, and still never ever have I ridden before. Then we just did not have time for doubt or hesitation. Suddenly we were out there, galloping between the green hills, holding on for our dear lives, because compared to relatively lazy European horses, these semi-wild beasts love to run. This little guy is so sure-footed. He's going over holes, rocks. My only job is to hold on for my dear life. And at times, the only way to make them stop is by guiding them towards mountains, so that they would tire themselves out. Because when they're heated up, they really do not stop on command. Oh yeah, and being half wild here, Sanu, hello! Means that every evening these horses are released into the wild. For 16 hours each day, they live without ropes and fences around them. And each morning, they are again caught by experienced horsemen. As the first lesson ended, our heads were full of all sorts of emotions.
I'm alive. I draw first blood.
That was so cool. Definitely best ride of my life.
The horses, they behave a lot differently. They're way, how do you say, less lazy?
More wild.
More wild. They just want to go, 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 go.
But there was no joking around. we knew how difficult the challenges ahead were.
If it's too loose, the bridle will come off. And then you have no horse in the morning.
And there was just 4 days to learn everything from the local customs to our gear that looked nothing like we had seen in Europe.
Equipment on a horse, from saddle to the rope, it's way more rugged.
But this, of course, meant a lot of more work.
More.
Our main teachers in all of this were Rensen,
If you want the challenge, it's a good adventure, I would say.
Timujin,
Smash the subscribe button right down here. I'll put it right down here.
and Ayoma.
That's just impressive. Omo is riding bareback.
But perhaps just as important was the help we received from Lex, a solo trekker from Netherlands, couple of days ahead of us in training.
This is literally how we spend our free time in the camp. Learning knots, learning how to make them hold, how to get them loose.
And although we did not know it yet, then he would become a much bigger part of this journey than we ever anticipated.
He got it right. He got it right. He got it right. I don't know how, but he got it right.
In just couple of days, we had pushed our bodies to their limits.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. And it's not a joke. I need painkillers and nipple tape before the next ride.
I know, haha, Joe has sensitive nipples. And soon, our lives looked a lot like this. Eat, sleep, train, repeat.
Eat, sleep, train, repeat.
When we weren't riding, the time was spent on learning about our new equipment.
There you go.
Oh, I just imagine I'm very angry.
Or sometimes trying to heal our sore muscles and joints. Saying that it was intense is really an understatement.
Okay, although we're barely halfway through our training, then already we've had a couple of near misses. Yes, that's... Once I actually fell down this horse. Horse! 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 And before I show you how the situation ended, such moments sort of just make you realize how important it is to have a proper insurance. But finding the right one can definitely be tricky. We talked to many companies in Europe and most of them barely want to cover hiking. Not talking about the fun stuff like kayaking, extreme sports, and of course horse riding. But luckily there is a few, and the best one that suited our needs, is definitely SafetyWing. They're a travel medical insurance that covers 180 countries. Their prices start at only a few dollars a day. And definitely the best thing for us is that they don't have the minimum claim limit, which means that you can go to a doctor without being worried about your problem not being severe enough. So if you want to have more detailed information, make sure to follow the link in the description of this video. And of course, thank you SafetyWing for partnering with us on this incredible journey. But now, let's see what happened after the fall.
Everybody calm down.
Just had a first fall from the horse. There they are. My horse ran away.
That didn't look good.
No.
That didn't look good at all.
A lesson learned. I should have had the reins tighter. I only held the end of the reins, and when I got one leg in and started to put the other, yeah. And that's literally the reason why we wear a helmet. It's not cool, it's not Mongolian, it's not cowboy, but it saves lives.
It was really scary getting back on the horse after the fall. Yet in the back of my mind, I knew that there was no time to waste. And so I did it anyway.
It's okay.
Everybody all right?
I knew at one point it had to happen. I had to fall from the horse. And I'm happy it happened in the training.
Wait a little bit. Wait.
Don't get me wrong, there was of course many fun moments.
Graceful as ever.
And heavy rock music starts playing.
And of course many interesting moments as well. For example, when we visited a local nomadic family who showered us with kindness and hospitality.
It's actually milk tea.
We got to see their home and ways of life. Or when we got to spend magical moments with workers and guests
Just heading for a little sunset hike.
who came through steppe riders. Even learning about the local horse culture was a true eye-opener. For example, Mongols don't ride female horses.
Horses here are free. They're all running around at night. And why they don't ride the females is you never know what happens at night. So the female horses at all times can be pregnant.
And they also do not name their animals, as many still believe that horses' souls shouldn't be bound to this world by an earthly name. But perhaps the most unbelievable for us was the fact that those animals are not just fast and sure-footed, but they also survive Mongolian winters out there in the open, with temperatures as low as -40 degrees outside. It was a true privilege getting to know those strong and resilient animals. But as the ending of our training came closer, there was one more huge problem we needed to face.
We just realized that we're gonna be way more off the beaten track. We're gonna be in the area where there's no nomadic families. And
So-
probably 2 weeks in the middle of nowhere.
And our initial plan doesn't work at all.
Our dream was to visit a mysterious Haginharnur, a black lake located many kilometers to the north. But as we shared this plan with our trainers,
The way to get there is not easy.
it wasn't looking good for us.
You know, it's a bit isolated place, and
Rensen warned us about the difficult conditions of this route.
down here it's pretty swampy and watery.
Other travelers hadn't made it there this year
She didn't make it.
She didn't
She didn't
make
make it.
The other girl also didn't make it.
due to crazy insect infestations.
Her body, like all over her body, was swollen because of bites.
Ooh, like a wasp sting, kind of.
That's a lot.
a fly that bites, I think. Like a horse fly or
big.
something.
And even during a much better year, one of the strongest women we know
Hopefully I can do it. We can do it, right?
could not finish this journey on her own.
As much as it really pains me to say this, I think this is it. I think I have to stop because this is the second time I've fallen and
We argued for hours,
If this is completely undoable,
Yeah,
then I would prefer that we went here.
and finally came to the conclusion that we should join forces with Lex.
We should definitely go together. I should not go alone.
And attempt this journey as a team.
I'm a little bit afraid when you're saying that it can be boggy and hard.
I'm
and
terrified.
Because out there, in the middle of no man's land, the closest help can be days of riding away.
If you want the challenge, it's a good adventure, I would say.
Last night in the camp was full of tension.
This is our food for 2 weeks.
We spent most of the evening trying to pack all of our belongings.
Since our plans changed, we realized that we can't restock and we have a lot less room on the horse.
And as the sun began to rise again,
Absolutely not ready.
let's go.
I'm not sure if they know that we're leaving home. Just heading to go and put the horses on a truck, and then the adventure really begins.
And then after some warm goodbyes.
Oh,
Thank you so much. We'll see you in a few weeks.
We left the safety and kindness of steppe riders behind.
And so it begins. We have made it as far as the car can take us.
Yes, I could spend another 10 minutes telling you how the horse truck broke down and how many things did not really go as planned.
We've been waiting about 3 hours. Horses are 40 minutes away still. And now a thundercloud is coming our way.
But honestly, it didn't matter to us because finally our solo adventure had begun.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. See you in 2 weeks.
see you too.
Yes. I can't believe that's happening.
We successfully overcome our first obstacles, crossed our first rivers.
Those horses are legendary. You did it! You did it! Yes!
We did it.
And avoided some of the cutest troublemakers.
Riders of the storm.
And after about 2 hours of riding on the first evening, we really thought that this solo trek was going to be way easier than we ever could have imagined. But boy oh boy, were we wrong.
Holy crap!
Please, rain!
It's a hailstorm! The hails are like 1.5 centimeter diameter. That's what's left of my horse. He broke the reins, he pulled himself away.